Hello and welcome to another episode of Jenuine Healing Down Under with your hosts, me, Marvin Schneider, and
me, Jen Ward.
We're out in nature. It's a dog park day today, and it's pretty hot and it's fairly humid. So, but the good news is we're beside the lake and we're getting a bit of a cool breeze off the lake, so that's pretty cool.
Absolutely. The beauty is just too unpalpable. It's. I hope you can get a sense of the beauty here. It's just so relaxing.
It is. So we've come back from a couple of days camping out in our favorite camp spot. There's a couple of interesting things about that. We didn't do a lot of recording. We're doing a lot of testing, so audio equipment, camera equipment, lighting, those kinds of things. So a lot of technical testing. So we didn't get a lot of recording done, but I will see if I can put together a little collage of moments, just a couple of minutes, just to give you a sense as to what was going on out there.
Yeah, it was really fun. For me, I was writing about trees and doing an article on the history of man from the point of view of trees. So that's where my attention was this time.
So for those that are not familiar, we have a group of contributing authors that write blog articles on Jenuine Healing. And Jen, you're one of the most prolific writers in that. I don't write that much these days. I do a lot of the production work, but we've got a whole bunch of other writers. But yes, that's one of your articles that's going to go up in the next couple of days. The other article, though, is entitled Being an Energy Healer, and that really is it's a fairly long article, but it's got section headings, so it's not that hard to navigate your way through. But it's a great story about your journey as an energy healer.
Really? I don't even remember it, to be honest with you.
Oh, right. No, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So take a look at that. Jump onto the Jenuine Healing website. Keep abreast of all of the new content. There's a lot of content that goes up every other day, certainly every week. But here's the thing. One of the more important reasons why we're recording this episode is to showcase, highlight, promote a couple of upcoming events, Jen.
Yeah, we're really excited about these events because when they come through both of us at different times, that means that they're in sync with what the universe wants, what people want, what needs to be offered. So that's really cool about these two events.
So there's two events coming up that we've already got up on the website. There's a couple of events that I need to just do all of the production work on, and then we'll put it up on the website. So let me just explain what the events are. So the first event coming up is a group SFT tapping event. It's called Everything But the Kitchen Sink group tapping, and it's a series of 100 or thereabouts taps, Jen, that you constructed over the last week or so, mostly dealing at the level of honesty, integrity, sincerity, collective consciousness, those kinds of things.
Yeah, so let me preference it by saying in the middle of the night, I will wake up with a tap in my head that is vital to get out to humanity. So in the middle of the night when Marvin is sleeping, I'll get on my little iPad and share it with people from the Jenuine Healing group, instant message, and Facebook pages. And then a bunch of people who find those really love to do those one sentences at a time, and they can feel the impact of how important it is. So what I've done is compiled, how many are there? Over 100 of those taps that I woke up in the middle of the night, and these needed to be done to pierce through consciousness to help humanity be more free.
Well, I mean, when you wake up in the middle of the night to write a tap, then you know that it's important to be done. So okay, so here's the deal. Jump onto the Jenuine Healing website, go onto the events page, look for the event. It's a group SFT tapping event. Look, it's called Everything But the Kitchen Sink. This one is not going to be live streamed. We're not that big fans of the live streaming anymore. So what we're doing is we're inviting people to register for the event, and all we're asking is a donation. You choose the amount that you want to donate to be part of a online Zoom event. So you register, you'll get all of the details to join the Zoom event. It's on December the 15th, 5 p.m. New York time. I think that's right. we're obviously out in nature, so I'm not in front of my computer, but I think that's right. So register for that one.
And so the donations are like minimum. That's like,
well, you can choose whatever you want to donate.
You can give a great donation, but even a minimum donation is merely, it's energy, and it helps fuel us that, you know, someone cares about what we're doing and it matters. So that's why the donations are so important, no matter how minimum they are. And yes, the maximum donations help as well. So thank you.
So there's no limit as to how much you want to donate. You know, if you want to donate $1 million and you're into the work that we do, please feel free to do that. We're not expecting it, so you know, whatever it is that you feel you want to offer, that's great. So that's that event, and it is interactive. It is online. It is on a Zoom call with us. So we're going to have 30 or 40 people on a Zoom call with us, and there is something magical about being in the moment with Jen while we're doing these on the Zoom call.
I do believe they do change consciousness, and actually I can read the Akashic records of people who've been on a session and people who after their session, and it literally, and I know how to use literally, changes their Akashic records and the trajectory of their lives. So I can't prove that to you because you have to be able to sense that in your gut and heart, but maybe you can do that and realize how important this work is for all of humanity.
And for yourself.
Absolutely.
Do it for yourself, do it for humanity. That's the mantra.
And what's the difference?
Well, exactly, because you're an aspect of Source, so you are humanity. There you go. There's that aspect as well. So do that. All right, the second event is it's a masterclass. It's a Jenuine Healing Masterclass, and it's called Stop Habitually Reincarnating. And this masterclass is going to be a 3-hour online Zoom event in person. There's a very carefully constructed curriculum over about 5 or 6 different sessions over 3 hours. One of them, of course, there's going to be some SFT tapping, but at least 1.5 hours out of the 3 hours will be dedicated to each of the attendees having a little bit of one-on-one time with Jen. Now, the focus of this masterclass is to help you consciously choose whether or not you want to reincarnate next time around, and to become more comfortable in your skin in the remainder of this incarnation, and then be conscious in your choice as to whether you want to reincarnate. Jen, do you want to talk about that a bit?
Yeah, so what's interesting is for every individual, there is a knee-jerk reaction that's triggered that causes them to reincarnate again. If they didn't have that knee-jerk reaction, they could be out of here. They just need that second to take a pause, change vantage point, and to realize, no, I don't want to do this again. And so the triggers are different for everybody, and that's what we're going to do in that one part, is help people figure out their own triggers, and then they can do the work on that. But everybody will benefit from each other's triggers because we're all learning together to raise vantage point, and then you can see in others what their triggers are and help them out. It's really profound how that happens.
Yep. So that event is it's a paid event. It is registration is required. The other cool thing, by the way, the event is on December 30 at 1 p.m. New York time. So the day before New Year's Eve, so December the 30th, 1 p.m. New York time. I'm pretty certain it's a Saturday. So you've got a lot of time to register. But here's the thing. Why don't you buy a seat at this masterclass for one of your loved ones as probably the most profound Christmas gift you can give any of your loved ones?
Absolutely. Or give yourself the gift of this. Because what you'll be doing is literally changing your trajectory of what happens when you cross over and how you process that information again. For instance, when people cross over, they're met with a loved one and an adept in any form that's comfortable for them. What we'll be doing in this private session is going through that experience and teaching the individuals to go over that over and over again, and then stand up to the lords of karma, or what they would call judgment day, and go through that innate fear of being judged, dissipate all that energy, and glean the truth and wisdom of what you learned from this lifetime while you're still here.
Right.
And so you can walk away from this event with as much wisdom as you would have if you would have died right then and had an out-of-body experience and came back.
Right. So that's actually a good point. I think a lot of people do, even a lot of people in the spiritual community are, there is this sort of woo factor around the lords of karma, goodness me. But, as an empowered adept in your own right, if you can, in that between life review process, consciously choose whether or not you want to reincarnate. Now, there are a lot of people that are, awakened and spiritually aware, and, for whom the idea of reincarnating another time is just, heaven forbid, couldn't think of a worse thing to do, right? So have the choice. There are some people, though, that may, again, choose to reincarnate for the purposes of, assisting humanity in the ascension process.
But here's the thing. One of the innate fears and reasons people incarnate out of habit is because they don't want to leave a loved one behind. Well, what's interesting about this group session is you'll have the information, the tools, and even the video of the session so that you can assist those around you in being pulled up with you. So that fear of leaving your loved ones behind is not relevant anymore.
Absolutely. So don't wait. There are limited places. There's only a limited number of people we can accommodate in these masterclasses, because a key feature of the masterclass is obviously having one-on-one time with Jen, and we're trying to keep this within about the 3-hour range. So don't dilly-dally. Get in there. Jump onto the Jenuine Healing website. Register now, and consider giving a gift and registering and giving a gift to one of your loved ones. So
I know this from my years of doing sessions. People love to give the gift. There's actually a something you can print out and put in a gift card and say you are gifted with this workshop. So you have something to put under the tree or to give as a gift exchange if you buy them, your friends and loved ones, this workshop, right?
Right. So if you do buy on behalf of someone else a voucher, there's a little text field in the checkout form where I just ask you to provide the full name, the email address of the person that the gift is going to, and the day that you would like them to receive the gift. So it's an electronic thing.
So it's not something they can print out and put under the tree?
No, absolutely. I mean, if you prefer it that I send you the gift voucher so that you can put it in an envelope under the tree, 100% I can do that. So just let me know how you'd like to receive the gift voucher, and what that's going to give you, or give the person that you're giving the gift voucher to, is a coupon code that they're going to use to when they register for the event. And then, of course, they don't need to pay. There's 100% discount on the coupon code.
Okay, so that someone who's given a gift can just have a card and put the coupon code in the card.
No, so it'll don't worry about it, Jen. It'll be clear.
See, these are the things that I get caught up on.
Right.
Thank you, Marvin.
On the coupon. On the gift voucher that I'm going to send out, there will be a coupon code that you will use when you jump onto the Jenuine Healing website and register and retrieve the gift voucher. That's the way that works.
Okay.
It'll be clear. Don't worry about it. Okay. The other events, the other two events that I quickly want to mention is we are going to be running a group SFT tapping event on Christmas Day, 3 p.m. New York time. So a lot of people get very, despondent and various other things during the holidays. Christmas Day seems to be a trigger day portal for a lot of people. So this is a great portal to do tapping to help you lift yourself and your vantage point. Yeah.
So I've done this for years. Is on the holidays I've always had this free event for people, because when we have holidays like birthdays, we're taught that it should be about us, and a lot of us are already natural givers and outflowers. So when we're forced to put attention on a day or receiving, it knocks us off balance. We have to be able to keep that outflow to the propensity that we're used to, at least. So this is a great way to train people to outflow instead of inflow, to understand when they get depressed on the holidays, it's actually an energy implosion, and to prevent that from happening.
Absolutely. We've done these events, or at least you and I have done it at least 3 or 4 or 5 times, and you've done it many times before I even knew you. And we do get a fairly large audience, so it is a very well attended event. There is something about the holidays, and some people feel lonely and isolated and various other things. So this is just a great way to reconnect with your tribe. How's that?
And it's a way to convert all that depression that people feel around the holidays into its energy, right? So convert that depression or need or want into empowerment for all of humanity. So, there's a lot of suffering and war in the world. This is a way to take the suffering, the psychic energy of suffering, and convert it into divine love and benevolence for all humanity.
Okay, so that event is not up on the website just yet, but jump onto the Jenuine Healing website from time to time, check it out. I'll put it up on the website as quickly as I can. The last, just really quickly, Jen, the last event that I want to quickly showcase is the New Year's Day event. So same basic idea. New Year's Day, for one reason or another, a lot of people feel very isolated and lonely, and again, that's just another great portal day to connect again with your tribe. So New Year's Day, 3 p.m. New York time. Register for that event as well. Jump onto the Jenuine Healing website.
Well, think about the event itself of the new year. Everywhere in the world, we're all in the same mindset as far as that we're all connected collectively to waiting for the new year. So what we do is use the connection of the new year and the portal of that enthusiasm or whatever is built up for that as empowerment to convert that into awakening of higher consciousness, convert all of that crap into upgrading the collective.
Yeah. All right. Those are the highlights. Jump onto the Jenuine Healing website. Keep on top of it. Register for all of the events. We'd love to see you there. This is part of the work that we do on an ongoing basis, quite tirelessly. So make yourself avail yourselves of those. Look forward to seeing you. Catch you next time. Bye for now.
Bye for now.